morning. I was given the option of either being at the podium or being able to walk the stage, and I really think that I wanted to be able to talk to you and make this more intimate, which is kind of hard because this is such a fabulous group of people and a lot of people in this room. I have a few minutes with you today, and I beg your indulgence, but I really want you to give me your time because I have a couple of things that I think are going to be important to you. First of all, I bring greetings from the U.S. Department of Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker, a woman who came to the department with a very intentional perspective on what she called the Open for Business agenda. And I don't know if you know much about the Department of Commerce, but I do want to tell you this. There are 12 different agencies in Commerce, and you are all beneficiary of the work that Commerce does. You get your weather from the Department of Commerce. You get the census information from the Department of Commerce. So if there are any entrepreneurs here, you want to know where the next group of consumers are going to be. The innovation world that we live in, if you want to protect your intellectual property, you have to go to the Patent and Trademark Office. And I know that my colleague Michelle Lee was here as well speaking to you. Commerce is the International Trade Administration. I just want you to know that 95% of the world's consumers live outside of the United States. And we want to be able to make those goods in America that are going to be sold abroad. So Commerce has a variety of different agencies that truly do amazing work. But the agency that I lead, along with some tremendously talented individuals, is the Minority Business Development Agency, and we just celebrated our 45th anniversary. Let me tell you why this is so important. It's very fortuitous that we are in Atlanta, that we are just a couple of days shy from celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Because if you all recall, there's a second component to Dr. King's promise. It wasn't just civil rights. It was also economic opportunity. And I would submit to you that we still have a long way to go on both elements. But on the economic side, we are at an amazing juncture in our country. And I want to emphasize these next couple of points. In June of 2014, our country reached an important milestone. You may not have heard it, you may not have read it in any particular front page of any major paper, but for the first time in our history, the entering class of kindergartners were majority minority. The census data, the Survey of Business Owner, just released 2012, mentioned that minority-owned firms grew by 39% between 2007 and 2012. We now have over 8 million minority-owned firms. We also know that African-American women-owned companies are the fastest growing. So we have a choice in front of us. We can either embrace a very romantic notion of what America means, or we can embrace what I like to call the next America. We can embrace that road of opportunity and hope, or we can struggle with a lot of the challenges that we have today. The conversation throughout this conference has been about hope, and Operation Hope is doing a fantastic work, but it's also been a discussion about millennials. 33 million millennials in our country today, and growing. Millennials are uniquely wired as entrepreneurs. How are we going to embrace that entrepreneurial spirit? How are we going to tap into their innovative minds? And MBDA, the Minority Business Development Agency, is uniquely positioned to do that. I want to challenge you. It's great to be in these gatherings. It's great to have the opportunity to exchange cards. But we need to be a little bit more strategic. I want to challenge you every time you buy something, every time you go to a company and you buy something, ask yourself, How are they engaging minority-owned firms? Because let me tell you, when companies look at minority population, they look at us exclusively at times just as consumers. They know exactly what we buy, how often we buy it, but they don't necessarily understand the value proposition of helping minority-owned firms access opportunities within their supply chain. And I'm a little irreverent because I'm a New Yorker. My message is, don't do me any favors. Give me the opportunity because I am the best one that can give you the best value, the best product, and the most innovative element to your supply chain. I challenge you, when you spend your dollars, make sure that you're asking yourself, is this company truly embracing the growth of minority-owned businesses? Are they engaging minority-owned businesses not just from a quota perspective, but truly engaging them intricately into their supply chain? And I'll also tell you, I know you're going to have a wonderful panel of financial services. Access to capital continues to be the #1 impediment for minority-owned firms. How is that possible when there is so much cash, so much money in this country? Minority-owned firms are not able to grow to their size and scale because they don't have the adequate capital provided to them to be able to hire that next person, buy that next machine, expand their operations abroad. So again, I want to conclude by telling you this. I really want to challenge you. Do not just be a consumer. Be a critical consumer. Ask yourself, who is engaging minority businesses? How am I supporting their growth and success? Because if America is going to be globally competitive and continue to remain this amazing country that we all embrace, we have to acknowledge that the next America looks more like this room. We have to acknowledge that the next America needs more Operation Hope. We need to acknowledge that the next America is going to be foundationally anchored on the strength of minority-owned firms. I thank you for your time because this is a passion for me. Thank you very much.